I'm telling them that I can't breathe. Clearly he don't give a damn about my plea. His ancestors used to hang us on trees. Today they identify as road police. You see I'm black, for that I'm a threat to America. My rise is their fall and their fall is evident. Blood on your hands is heavier than an elephant. Open this closet and see skeletons.
Welcome to Reunite Sandy Speaks. I'm the 20th Key. And again, this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. And today, you guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you all are going to subscribe and be on this journey with me to liberation. If you don't know or you're not familiar with this channel is about liberating Black people from the bondage that we've been in our entire lives. And I am the 20th Key, and it's my goal and my purpose to liberate Black people from the bondage that we've been in our entire lives. And I need you guys to know that I can't do it alone. So I need you to subscribe, follow along, comment below. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, if you I like input. So I don't subscribe to the idea of I want to be with people with like minds. People that only engage with people with like minds, they don't grow because everybody thinks alike. So I'm interested in people who think differently than I do, who has a different opinion, and who can provide some input on how we are going to become liberated finally. And I want to be really serious about that. You guys, think about this. And I mean, we're conditioned and we're so accustomed to this. We have been in bondage our entire lives. We've been in bondage for over 400 years. Today, the Ahmaud Arbery trial ended, and I think the murderers were found guilty. This Black man was pretty beautiful. Black man was jogging. A Black man can't jog in the neighborhood. He's jogging, trying to get some air, trying to get vitamin D, and do what we as Americans are supposed to do. And 3 racists murdered him. And when I say that, I think we're so accustomed to this, and in certain environments, in certain areas in America, that's the lives of Black people every day, all day. They're accustomed to Black people being victimized and violated by white people regularly, and they feel like they don't have any recourse. But we do. And that's my purpose. So today we're going to talk about 2 Americas. And I'm going to begin by talking about accountability. Again, I'm the 20th, and so some of you have probably been in chat rooms with me and you've never saw me. You only heard my voice. And you know who I am and how I am about liberating black people. You know that I love Black people. And I'm not going to stop until we are liberated. That is my purpose till the day that I die. But also, we have to take accountability for our lives. We can't keep pointing the finger at white people. Let's keep it 100. White people are not going to liberate us. And as long as you're sitting here thinking that white people are going to liberate us, the longer we're going to remain in bondage. It is our responsibility for our lives. And yes, there is a systemic racism. Just like George Floyd, this white supremacist collective conscience has a foot on our neck, and they're making it hard for us to breathe. It's making it hard for us to even function productively. We all know that. But I believe everything happens in divine order. And you guys, it's time. And so while I'm making this video, I want to give you guys some input on what my goal and objectives are. I've talked to you guys about Reunite Sandy Speaks, and this channel we're going to use to document the inequalities in America. And okay, you guys, so ultimately, in America, there's a race issue. And we are on a negative end of the race issue. And what I want to clarify is that every black person should be involved. That every black person is affected some way, somehow, about the injustice that continues in this country. And again, I really want to stress to you, because I've been in different chat rooms, and I'm very clear that I fuck with white people. Okay, y'all want to be mad at me? Y'all want to talk crap? Leave a comment, say what you want to say. I'm not mad, but I fuck with white people, and y'all be like, why? They did. I know the dirt that many white people have done. I know that white people have an evil history, but I'm not going to paint every white person with the same brushstroke. Okay, there's a white supremacist collective conscious, and that is the belief that white people are superior and black people are inferior. And I do recognize in many instances white people leverage their white privilege and this white supremacist collective conscious. But I'm not going to become that. Okay, I'm a humane, good person, and I'm not going to let the evil, barbaric things that has been done to me as a black person alter and change the humanity in me. If you choose not to deal with white people, I am not mad at you. I'm involved in many different groups. I've talked to people with ADOS, FOI, the Nation of Islam. A lot of people, excuse me, you guys, I'm so sorry. A lot of people that are concerned about black issues and fighting for black liberation. Their goal and their objective is to separate from white people. That's not my goal and that's not my objective. But if that's your goal and that's your objective, I am not mad at you. I am here to help liberate black people. So I'm asking you to be involved. We may not have the same agenda for every aspect of liberation, but I'm going to ask you to please support me, because I love black people. And I can't say that enough. When I say I love black people, and I say it so passionately, because to me it's common sense. I'm a black person. Therefore, I love me. And what I recognize is that not showing up for mine that look like me, ultimately it affects me. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to get too deep into that. But as a group, as I sit here, I'm thinking about all the different chats. You guys know me. I'm a 20th, so now you can see me, okay? And y'all know my politics, okay? And as I sit in these chat rooms and I listen to black people being angry and disgruntled and mad, and they're having experiences that I haven't experienced, I recognize that they've suffered, some of them have suffered far greater than I have. And their suffering has dictated how they feel and how they move. And that's why it's so important that we are finally liberated, so we can live that life that America boasts, liberty and pursuit of happiness. Okay? And I'm here to do that. I know some of you are going to feel skeptical and think, think it's going to be impossible. I understand people that think like that. I was married to a white guy who was a glass half full kind of person. And part of what created depression and sadness in me is I lived with someone who was negative, who always created conflict when it wasn't supposed to be. And this was a white person, okay? It was a white man. I'm going to tell you the difference between white men and black men later on, or I probably already have. I'm going to tell you about white men and how they're raised, okay? Why they have the issues that they have, okay? But I understand that you're jaded. Like, we're not going to get freedom. This is their country, and they're in control. Hell no. Hell no. Okay? This is America, and this is every American citizen's country. We haven't been treated equally, because as a whole, not saying it's just our fault, okay, because y'all start looking, saying it's the white man and systemic racism. I am not here to argue about that. I don't want to discuss how we got here, because that's something else to get sidetracked. We're here. So now it's time for liberation. And it is a long rant that I'm going on, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's our responsibility to free ourselves. And so I'm going to ask you, every black person that's listening to be very honest and sincere and take into consideration what I'm saying. It's our responsibility. So I'm not asking you to make your whole life end all be all about liberation. That can be hard on one's psyche. Okay? I'm not saying take 50% of your time to help liberate black people. I'm just saying be present and aware. You know, donate to causes, okay, that you know are dealing with black issues. If you want on social media and you see something happen with a black girl, like a black woman's missing and we don't know where she is, post it. You see someone asking and looking for help, repost it, comment, get engaged. I have several agendas. My agenda is to liberate black people. What I know, in order to liberate us, we're going to have to heal our minds. Okay? We suffer because we all have different values. Our values are dictated by this rat race that we've lived in our entire lives. So I am clear about my job. Okay? Some of y'all are like, yo, I'm just trying to live. I'm just trying to breathe above ground. And one day above ground is good enough for me. And that's the conditions that they put us in. And some of us don't think or believe that we deserve better or we can have better. We can have better. And I'm here for that. That's my purpose why God put me on this earth. And I know that with every inch of my soul. So moving forward, I'm going to talk about my goals and my objectives. And the purpose of this video is to highlight that there are two Americas. Okay? And according to the 14th Amendment, I'm going to talk about the 14th Amendment. Let me get my notes. Give me a second here, guys. Let me get my notes. Okay, again, there are two Americas. And me just saying that there's two Americas and black people are treated differently can just be worked. That's why it's my goal to demonstrate that. But with the facts. When we look at George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Elijah McClain, these men were murdered by police officers. And one of the reasons why we are aware of police brutality, because the black lawyers are willing to handle these law enforcement cases because there's a payday. Okay? So we know that police brutality is occurring every day against black people. But it's my position that the police brutality is not exclusive to police officers. Police brutality is a sign, an indirect response of the white supremacist collective conscience in America. These officers are only behaving like every other white American in America. In that they believe that we are second class or we are an inferior and it's okay to violate our rights or bring us harm. And I hope I said that properly. I did group all of America in one sentence, and please don't take that too literally because see that this is the thing. Because you're going to say all Americans don't think that way. This is the point that I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to make, there is a white supremacist collective conscience. Bobby may not have an issue with, Jack. Bobby may not have an issue with Brandon, right? Bobby's being white and Brandon being black, okay? But if Bobby gets into a issue with Brandon, it is great possibility that Bobby's going to leverage his white supremacist or his white privilege over Brandon, okay? And he cannot have conscious racist thoughts every day of his life. But because he knows that he is a white person and this person he's in opposition with is a black person, that the powers that be are going to root towards him or help him or lean towards him. And that is the problem with America. They've broken their promise. They are not treating us equally under the 14th Amendment. And that is the thing that we need to change. We need to be deemed as a protective class. We need to update to the 14th Amendment. And we need it to be clear and concise in the verbiage as to the type of protection that is afforded by black people, that we need to do this. Okay? And I'm so sorry, you guys. I get a little excited and stuff. I want to talk about, again, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, We know of these instances because lawyers are handling these cases because they're guaranteed a payday. Okay? In my case, where these racist judges stole my home and literally maligned me, I got these judges dead to right. Okay, so like what I was saying, in my case, my case has been really very challenging because it's not like a police brutality or police misconduct as severe as like I wasn't murdered or maimed, right? And also, what happens is, I really want to be clear about this and I want to say this properly. In America is a judicial system, and we have to have, for the most part, we have to have attorneys to represent us because attorneys understand the law. As layperson, we are not always equipped to handle the law, right? So we have to hire attorneys to do so. And so, unfortunately, and this is what we have to change our minds as black people, attorneys are trying to make a living. So they're trying to do what is most valuable or smart in terms of earning a living, right? And I'm not trying to, I don't want to negatively characterize black attorneys, but you have to understand they need to make a living. So they're going to take cases that make sense to their bottom line in terms of time, effort, and the probability of an award, right? And that's why we only really see these very detrimental cases. But the fact is, and this is what I'm going to do in this channel, I'm going to show you the difference in black and white. I'm going to show you that there's two Americas and we need protection. And the American way, the legal way, the proper way is to do it through the courts and through the channels of the courts. But they do have some places like ACLU, right? They have nonprofits to help in these cases. The judge who maligned me the most, Judge Bruce Awasaki, maybe I'll put a picture of him here. This is a Japanese judge. This man hurt me the most out of all of them because this is a Japanese man. And I know how Japanese, Asian American men are treated by white men in corporate America. I know how they're treated by white males, okay? This man was the director at the ACLU. And you guys, if you research my case, I haven't submitted everything in terms of what he did in terms of the order. I'm going to add that everything they've done is going to be documented on this channel or on the judge.heidelzeracist.com. But this man was a director of the ACLU, okay? And he brought me great harm. Great harm. He lied and was deceitful. He wouldn't let me speak. He violated my civil rights and violated court procedure. This is a Japanese man who was a director of the ACLU, right? That's the America we live in. So when I say black people, no one's going to liberate us but us. So we need black attorneys. We need black attorneys that goal and objective is liberation. And this is a beginning journey for me. I have a GoFundMe page. Ultimately, you guys, I think really big. That's one of the reasons why me and the guy that I married didn't get along. I was always optimistic and I'm a dreamer. And I always had big dreams about doing things that were monumental, that would change lives. And it's really funny because this man works in mental health and social work, and his goal is a paycheck. I majored in finance, and my goal is humanity and saving, liberating black people, So what I'm going back to what I'm saying is, one of my goals and objectives, I'm trying to get my GoFundMe going. You guys, I do have a plan, but ultimately, I kind of want to create a black party. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to have a fund for black attorneys. And I want these black attorneys, their goal is to serve black people. See, what happens is one of the reasons why we're losing America is a body of laws. Notice Jewish people. Notice how many people, if you know Jewish people, I know Jewish people. If you know Jewish people, I need Jewish people. How many lawyers is in a Jewish family? And I'm going to say that they were smart in their in their assessment is that, okay, we come to America. America is a body of law. If we want to protect our best interest, we send our kids to law school. That's why so many Jewish lawyers. It's not because they enjoy the law or they enjoy the law. They do it as an intelligent, smart act or smart strategy is to have the lawyers to protect them, because in America, when you have a battle, when you have a dispute, you do it through the courts, right? So ultimately, my long-term goal is I'm going to my GoFundMe, you guys. Yo, it's below. Please donate. But I do have a big agenda. My big agenda is eventually to have a fund for Black lawyers. And one of the things that I'm going to do, once I raise enough money and I do that, I'm going to want to pay for their education, but to have them commit to maybe like 5 to 10 years of working for, the Black Party and helping Black people. Okay? And so, I just taking a long route, and I hope y'all follow along. Because let me just say in short, what I'm trying to say is that America is a body of laws. It's built on a body of laws. And we struggle with liberation because Black people who have the specialty or the skills to defend us and protect us don't always have that agenda, and as a Black person, previously I would think like, if you're not interested in trying to liberate Black people, I'm not gonna force you. I'm gonna accept that it's your right and your prerogative if you want to help or assist in the liberation of Black people or make it part of your lifelong goal and purpose. And I wouldn't shame you, you guys. I'm shaming you now. If you're a Black person and if you're a Black attorney, you have the skills necessary to help liberate us. And more offensive, I don't want to hurt you and I don't want to say bad things to you, but I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm somewhat offended and appalled. I'm not a lawyer. And because of what happened to me, I had to read the laws and know the laws. I don't know the law. It's a lot to it. You guys study for all these years to prepare to be an attorney, to have a career. And as a Black person, if you have this knowledge and this specialty and you don't have an interest in helping people to look like you, I'm going to ask you to ask yourself why. See, I always go left because I have an agenda, and one of my agendas is to, we're going to have to identify the problem. And one of the problems is that we have our values, the value theory. We have an issue with our values. Our values are very different than some people, white Americans in suburbia, because some Black people live in poverty, in violence, in horrible areas, and their values are based on survival. So they're not thinking about being valiant. They're not thinking about being noble. They're thinking about living and feeding their family. So that they don't have the privilege of having humane values like a white person in suburbia. Okay? But the fact is, we have to be mindful of how these conditions has shaped who we are, what we are, and how we think. And I'm very competitive. And if you're saying because these racist judges malign me is why I have an interest in liberating Black people, you're absolutely right. Prior to this, my goal, my objective, this man that I married, we fought because I had a business to help and empower women with mental health. I was in an abusive relationship for 20 years, and I was clinically depressed. I suffered so many different physical ailments being with this person. I decided to use my knowledge and my skills to help women. So ultimately, my purpose is to help people in general. My perspective is, if you're not serving people, you are wasting your time. And I understand that I don't think everyone doesn't have the same thought process or goals, objectives, morals, ethics, and values that I do. Okay? But at the end of the day, Black people, we're suffering. If you're living in suburbia and you have a good income, $80,000 a year, your kids are in college and you thriving, you're going to work and you're doing well, I am not mad at you. I'm happy for you. Ray, I love that. Keep doing what you're doing. But the fact is, you are black like me. And we see what they do to us. You're not immune. Okay? And even more than that, if you're not of the mind, I love black people and I want to do what's best for black people in life is to help liberate black people. You know what? You guys, I'd be in these chat rooms and I hear some of y'all talking and saying some stuff. My mouth be wide open. And I'm like, what happened to them? America. So I'm just asking you to think. Are you thinking, is me and the next nigga, forget him, I'm taking care of me and mine, me first? That's not how it's supposed to go, you guys. Y'all heard me, and y'all heard me in different chat rooms. One of the reasons why we all suffer, not even just black people, but American culture, is me. Boundaries. Taking care of myself, putting me first. No. By God's grace, I am very grateful that I'm a different type of person, and I know it's about service. It's about doing and loving other people. If you're just loving yourself and you're not doing anything for anything beyond yourself, there's a problem. And if you think differently, if you think I'm taking care of me and forget that, me first, I need you to follow me on this channel. You could say what you think, tell me what you think in the core of who you are. And all I'm going to ask you to do is be open-minded that it's a possibility because the conditions that we live in, that maybe our thoughts are flawed. I don't want to understand. I'm tangent. I need to be talking about the 14th Amendment. Look, we're going to talk about the 14th Amendment and my goal and my objective on updating the 14th Amendment and deeming black people as a protected class. Okay, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video. And the meat and potatoes of this video is to talk about the 14th Amendment and how there's two Americas. And this is relates to the Constitution. I'm going to review the preamble to the Constitution. It says, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So the purpose of the Constitution is to ensure that it's a more perfect union that establishes justice, ensures domestic tranquility. Domestic tranquility means domestically abroad, domestically in our country. Domestic means here in the country. There is tranquility. Provide common defense. Promote general welfare. That means general welfare. That means that general welfare for the well-being of people, citizens in general. General welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to our prosperity. Prosperity means prosperity. All future generations. So it means that we want this for us and for our future generations. To ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States. So the purpose of the Constitution is for we have liberty, general welfare, tranquility, and to have liberty, right? That's the purpose of the Constitution. And you know, I say this to my audience, and I have some concerns that some people in the audience are believing that's some bullshit, right? That hasn't been my experience. And if you're white and you feel the same way, you need to come rock with me. To the white people, America needs a reset, okay? The corruption goes beyond black people. So I am here to liberate black people. But as I have said before, if black people are being maligned by the powers that be, by governmental agencies, by judges, this is corruption. This has to do with unethical moral standards, lack of integrity. They do it to us more prevalently because they can get away with it for many different reasons. But these people should not be in these positions to in charge of governing and being responsible for our civil rights and y'all know what I mean. You know I get stuck. So I want to talk about the 14th Amendment. And so, guys, if you don't know, the 14th Amendment was enacted after the Civil War to ensure liberty for black people. That was the basis of the 14th Amendment. And I'm going to say really briefly, when we deal with black issues, they always open up to other issues. But that's one of the things. One of the issues is the 14th Amendment was created to ensure that black people receive liberty after the Civil War. But it opened the door to other things, to immigrants, to women's lib, to gay and transgender equal rights, right? And I'm not against that. As Americans, I want everyone to be happy. But it was created for black people. And I do want to go on and fight for immigrants and gay, lesbians, and whoever other citizens who was being oppressed or having their civil rights violated. But this was to ensure the civil rights of black people. And because it was enacted, when I have notes here, I think 1868, I think it was created in 1868 after the Civil War, and it was for black people. Is it okay that, hundreds of years later, we still haven't gotten liberation? Today, the 3 murderers who murdered Ahmaud Arbery was sentenced. And this 14th Amendment was created in 1868. 150 years ago. Right? So, I'll get left, and I always go left, and I just want to say this, and I hope you guys follow along. I was in the chat room when I shared about the issue that happened with me and this white man. And these black people were trying to acknowledge how far we have gotten. And one black girl said to me, well, if it was so many years ago, you couldn't have married him. And I'm like, lady, as of today, legally I was able to marry him, but based on the court, I wasn't his wife, I was his concubine. I didn't get liberty. I didn't get what the law, the state of California says. They maligned me. So he reduced me from his wife to his concubine. He just slept with me and used me. Basically. You understand? And what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to not acknowledge how far we have come, but we haven't come far. We haven't come far enough. If they're murdering black people in broad daylight in front of God and everybody, if they're shooting women, coming in women's houses and young girls' houses and shooting them, not knocking on their door and blazing in a child's house, you know that's not happening in suburbia. We've come far. I don't know. That in this chat room I was in, to me it remains to be seen. This black man was saying, well, when I used to go to this area, they would beat me and murder me for being in this area. And I said, brother, all due respect, if that's how they feel about you and I understand your rights and now they won't beat you and murder you in broad daylight or as obviously, but the fact is, why would you want to be there anyway? Anyway, me and my tangent. So let me finish reading the 14th Amendment to you guys. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you really quickly. Okay, so here we go. The 14th Amendment has an Equal Protection Clause. The Equal Protection Clause is part of the first section of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. The clause, which took effect in 1868, provides, nor shall any state deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the law. It mandates that individuals in similar situations be treated equally by the law. And I hope, let me try to help you make sense of that and explain to you why that's important, okay? Because what that is saying, this 14th Amendment was created after slavery. So it was specifically created for black people to ensure that we're equal. Those words were to say that we should be treated like any other American citizen or persons. The 14th don't even say citizens, it says persons, okay? And so I'm gonna give it. And so what my position is, there's 2 Americas. And so if there's 2 Americas, if white America is being treated one way and black America is being treated a different way, our civil rights under the 14th Amendment has been violated, and we need additional protection because what are on the laws and have been in the law since 1868 is not sufficient. Okay, it's not serving the purpose, so we need an amendment and an update. I'm going to demonstrate to you that there are two Americas. The issues with okay, so I'm going to give you an example. Yeah, I'm gonna here, look at this video really quickly. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to insert this video. Okay, I just watched that, and I know that you guys might be desensitized to that type of shit, but I'm not. Okay? What did we just see? First of all, black people, I need y'all to pull up, because this shit done went way fucking left. Alright? And maybe that what we just saw is what we're accustomed to, and maybe it was worse than that before. But this is what my perspective of this. Okay, I'm a grown woman, I'm an adult. That is a high school. That's a teenager. Those police officers, people we pay our tax money to protect us, just tase a child. Okay? I need you to understand. See, I have a black son. And I know black people who are doing well, or you're not doing so well, or whatever. That could be any one of us. It doesn't matter how much money we make. It doesn't matter our intellect. America hates black people. There is a white supremacist collective conscience. Do you see what they just did to that child at a high school? See, I got to be calm, because I believe many of you perceive it different from what I perceive it. I'm an empath, so I feel things way different than other people. I already know that, so I'm mindful of that. Okay? But what I just saw a police officer tase a child in high school. And if you watch my other videos on America Broken Promise, I've showed you the things that they've done to black kids and how police talk to white children. Okay? So here's the thing. There are two Americas. According to the Constitution, we are supposed to be treated equally. We're supposed to be treated the same. This channel is to document that America has broken their promises, and that there is a white supremacist collective conscience involved in the fabric of America, and we need additional protection. The 14th Amendment that was created in 1868 has not sufficed. Okay? I'm angry about that video, and I'm never going to become desensitized to seeing a black child tased. Okay? All right? And the reason why I'm like this, my cousin told me about her getting tased, and how she lost her bowel movement, that she shitted on herself and stuff like that. So that's one reason why I'm sitting here watching this kid on the floor. Then watch the white kid. Watch the white kid challenge the officer. The white kid challenge the officer, pushes the taser away. So what we want to think about is the state of mind of these officers. Do they value white children's lives, white teenagers' lives, over black children? If the white boy is brazen enough to buck up to the officer, tell me what behavior the black boy who's on the floor tased, how his behavior is different than the white boy. Then you guys, you watch this, because I have a biracial child, okay? Watch, it's a little biracial child. I believe he's biracial because his hair is like reddish and it's an afro. He looks biracial. Look how he walk around and he look at this child, okay? Because the biracial children, they're stuck. They're stuck. They don't know what to do or what to think or what to fucking believe. And nobody deserves this. No one deserves this. So white people, if you think that this is okay, see, my friends and people that I engage with in these chat rooms, they be like, you need to get white people to get in line. No, they're not going to free us. We need to free us. If they discern out of humanity, if they decide out of humanity, out of civil duty as being part of American citizen in our community, and they value our lives because they're not savages like these police officers, if they recognize that we are people, that we have feelings, dreams, and aspirations just like anyone else, and we deserve to be treated equally, maybe they will assist us. But that's not my purpose. My purpose is to say, black people, wake the fuck up.
Oh! No. Deal with me.
You're right. Have you touched me? I did not touch you. So I asked you.
No.
Hey, will you go get another 18 listed for me?
No, I'm calling my mama.
I don't care.
You ain't about to fuck me up, bitch.
Chill. No, stop. Let her
Get off my seat.
You want to talk to her because she's black and she's fucking pissing me off right now.
Okay. This is police for the white kid, the little white girl, little Karen in training. Y'all, I don't even want to talk. I don't want to talk shit about little white kids. I don't want to talk about children. I was in there as a child. See, I'm an adult. And although that little white girl was displaying racist behavior, white supremacist collective conscious behavior, which she was taught by her family, by America, by conditions of living in America, because I'm human, I'm not savage, I know that child is troubled. She's troubled. But what we see is that she says it's a black lady. She tells her mother it's a black person. So the inference is she's been taught that she don't have to respect black people because we're less than them, right? Remember Two Americas? Where's the police? Why hasn't some police came and slammed that child on the ground? Why isn't it we don't see video of the police tasing that child? Yeah, this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. And to you three racist judges who maligned me, who just disrupted my life, everything happens in divine order. Everything happens in divine order. So I want to make sure that you're following along. Because what this channel is about, this channel is going to document that there's two Americas. And my goals and objectives to do it by state. California is a Jim Crow state. And to the black people of California, one guy, I'm going to say your name. Should I say your name? I'm going to say your name, but you was cool. You got mad at me. You were so respectful to me in that chat room. But when I told my experience of being in Los Angeles, let me tell you something. California is a Jim Crow state. And black people are oppressed here. You guys heard about them stealing the black people's their land, and they gave it back to them. Now someone's fighting them, trying to take the land back from them. Okay, California is a Jim Crow state, like Louisiana, like Texas, like I don't want to say Mississippi because I don't know how bad Mississippi is. What I know, Wisconsin, Texas, and Louisiana, and California. California is a Jim Crow state, and people don't believe that because it's a blue state, because it's democratic. The three judges who maligned me, understand me, you people. I need you to be a critical thinker, so your first thought to say something that this woman might not be saying is honest. If you're black, you know that I probably was maligned because you're black. And you know they do that to us and they don't have no problem with it. The non-black people, you might think, well, wait a minute, maybe she should. No, they maligned me because my skin is black. That I was in a marriage with a white person. And I lived probably in a higher percentile than other average Americans. And they thought I don't deserve that. So they took things that I worked for. They took my property and took things from me because I'm black. Period. Okay? And because of that, I need change. I need to ensure that what happened to me, that I'm going to minimize the chance of that happening to any other person. Okay? And so what I'm doing, this channel, Reunite Sandy Speaks, is going to document the racism in the two Americas. Like the Asians with the Asian bill, they went and they documented the experiences of hate crimes. Right? I am going to document, and it's my goal and my purpose, is to call out states. California is a Jim Crow state with black codes. Okay? I believe Louisiana to be a Jim Crow state with black codes. I believe Wisconsin to be a Jim Crow state with black codes. I believe Texas to be a Jim Crow state with black codes. If you live in a Jim Crow state as well, I'm just doing, let me tell you something. We got to crawl before we walk. Okay? So, these are states that I know are racist. And what I'm asking you, if you belong, even if you live in one of those states, I need you to keep me abreast of what's going on. Send me video, message me, email me on Instagram. My email is attached to here. Leave a message. What I am doing is I am documenting that America needs an update to the 14th Amendment. That what was created in 1868 is not sufficient because we're still in bondage. Okay? So those two cases, I don't know about those. I just got those on Instagram. You know, Ben Crump be on the case now. Okay, Ben Crump be on the case. I got that from Ben Crump's Instagram is another brother, the DJ. What's up, bro? What's up, brother? The little young white Karen acting the fool. If you guys know, I'm going to investigate that. If you guys know about the states and the cities or names of the schools that those two occurrences happen, please message me or try to share that information. Because what we're going to do, this is the beginning stage. And I started this a while ago, and I haven't been really consistent. I've said to you guys that I am clinically depressed, so sometimes I just don't have the wherewithal to do this. But moving forward, I am dedicated to making change, and I realize that I need consistency in order for you guys to believe in me. I got to show you that I can do this. And once you start seeing that I'm doing this, and all the efforts and things that I'm taking, that you're gonna pull up with me, and we're gonna make change. Okay. Yeah, so if you know about those two schools, email me or message me. I need to know the name of the school and if you know any circumstances. If you live in California, Louisiana, Wisconsin, or Texas, and you, if you would share, and you know what, I want to make a point of this. I do want to see police brutality, but my issue is we know about the police brutality because the lawyers can get involved and get a payday. Black people, one of the circumstances, one of the reasons why we continue not to get justice is because this country is ran by money. Money motivates people in this country. It is a capitalist society, which I'm not against capitalism, but one of the downfalls is that when you have issues that need to be addressed, and they're not issues that can create a payday that leads to a payday, people are not motivated. People are not incented. Okay? They took things from me. And what's incenting me is that I don't want this to happen to anyone else. I could not walk away with all the things they did to me when they did to this day. All of what they've done to me. And I haven't documented everything. I'm going to document everything. Okay, and I'm going to tell you everything. This is all going to go down in history, what they did to me. Okay, and my purpose is to show you how it's happening in America. And again, if you are the mind, this is America, this is their system, what else we could do? Bro, that's the problem. I get in these chat rooms and I hear people speaking like me, and then y'all get all offended and all protected. Like, why are you blaming black people for that? Even Lee Merritt blocked me on Instagram and said, why am I blaming black people for systematic racism? Lee Merritt, you know who I am. I talk to you on Twitter, even though you blocked me on Instagram. I know you know exactly who the fuck I am. Okay? I'm gonna let that one go. But I had posted something on his Instagram, and what I was saying to him, what I was saying about the Asian bill, I was like, look how the people in the Asian community got together and passed this bill. You guys, if you want to leave a comment, I know you're gonna come because I've been in these chat rooms. You're gonna make excuses. You're gonna say this. You're gonna say why. We're gonna say this. Listen, these are the conditions. When I said to this man, Lee Merritt, who is gotten paid off the death of Ahmaud Arbery, on the same post that I made, he talked about the police brutality in California and how none of these police officers have been held accountable for what they did. Lee Merritt, I believe, is from California. He's in Texas running from some kind of state senator or some kind of position, attorney general in Texas. And he got mad at me and said that I shouldn't be blaming black people for our conditions. I know why we're here. We're here because there's a white supremacist collective conscience. Well, I am not blaming black people. I'm trying to say, black people, you need to pull up. Okay? Because they're not going to save us. And you know, I'm stuck in this conversation about Lee Merritt because he blocked me. And as I think about it, he blocked me because he's a civil rights attorney. And instead of him saying, yeah, you know what? We need to take action. Nah, he money chasing. He chasing dollars. He chasing Ahmaud Arbery's, it's a payday. Black man, young woman, the woman that lost her son. And he kissing the butt of Ahmaud Arbery's mama. Should I say? What these civil rights attorneys, and I am kind of funny about calling them out because I don't know all that they do. But what do they do for liberating black people that doesn't end in a payday? They have the knowledge, the education, the infrastructure to free us. I sent him my case. He sent my case to employment a lawyer. He referred me to an employment lawyer in Texas. Yeah, Lee Merritt. You know, I ain't mad at you, Lee Merritt. I love black people, black men. But I'm going to say what it is, when it is. Okay, you guys. So when we talk this, so I hope you guys are following along. And my purpose is that I'm documenting that there are two Americas, and the 14th Amendment is not sufficient for what is the purpose. The 14th Amendment was created in 1868, and it was created to ensure that black people received liberty after the Civil War, and that was over 150 years ago, and we still are in bondage. And it's my position, my belief that there is a white supremacist collective conscience. That white people think that, not only white people, when I say white supremacist collective conscience, any other non-white person can feel this way, which means that in their mind, their consciousness, consciously and unconsciously, that white people are superior, that black people are inferior. If you've been in a working environment, a work situation, and you had an opposition with a white person, and the black person was your boss, but the black person's boss was a white person, and you saw the black person like not have your back, because he or she was, I've been in that position, he or she was more concerned about his or her job than being black. See, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about ownership. See, Lee Merritt got mad at me and blocked me, and he said I was blaming black people. I'm talking about accountability. It's time, black people, pull up. Now check out this video. Peep this one.
Snickers. Nobody fucking wants
No one wants Snickers. I'm sorry, you are so fucking dark that you can't fucking. You're so hot.
But you can't get anybody.
You're not. You're not.
You're
so.
fucking ruin someone Kendall's life.
You can fucking rot in hell. You fucking made them leave. You dark ass nigger.
Fuck you.
Dark ass chocolate bar. Get the fuck out of
No,
here.
I'm trying to fucking get anybody because nobody likes niggers. Literally
No one likes
it.
niggers.
Nobody likes them.
No one likes them.
Shut the
Fucking
fuck up.
kill yourself right this time. Do it fucking right.
Please,
Cut
sit your
deep enough.
wrist. Sit your
Cut
wrist
deep enough this time.
Please,
Or
sit your
fucking
wrist.
tie the rope higher. Like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Fuck yourself. Fucking kill yourself. You made fucking Ken on Summer Leave. Fucking kill yourself.
Okay, the reason why I played that video is to further demonstrate the white supremacist collective conscious. We heard how that little girl spoke. That's a child. That's a teenager. And I would think that generation is immune, or they don't think that way, but they do. And you see her behavior, her attitude. Black people, when you watch these videos and when you see this, I know you can only experience pain. And I'm sorry. Okay? That was very hurtful and that was very offensive. But it's darkest before the dawn. And you know, we need to have some breakdowns before there's going to be some breakthroughs. Okay? And that little girl, a little boy came on my page and told me that she was mad. She was jealous of Naya because the little boys like Naya. And one of the reasons why I'm in this position is that I became a housewife. I used to pick up my daughter from school, same age, and she would get in the car like, "Mom, let me tell you the tea." You know, there's always some drama. That age group, and what I'm saying is, you know, that age group, girls have drama, okay? But look at the context of the drama. My daughter, who's biracial, she has also been a victim of bullying. And was by her best friend. Her best friend bullied her. And I suspect that it all related to her being a black child. Okay? I'm trying to say this nicely. I just don't feel comfortable talking about kids like this. But that little girl, you see the words she used. You saw how she spoke. And she laughed and she thought it was cute and it was funny. Isn't that horrible? Black people, we need protection. That little girl is going to be an adult. She's going to be in the workforce. She could be a teacher. She could be a police officer. She could be a manager at a plant. But she just showed us what she thought about black people. And that's what I'm saying. If she felt negative and she wanted to use the N-word or whatever, in certain instances, it's legal. And she has every right to do it. But what I'm trying to say, because these attitudes are prevailing in America and have been for over 400 years, we need additional protection. Okay? So I'm going to talk about, since I started talking about Lee Merritt, I went and found the screenshots of the Instagram stuff. So I'm going to edit that in here. Okay? And the only reason why I'm editing it in here, I feel some kind of way about Lee Merritt to some degree. I've seen Lee Merritt on a live one time. I see that he has kids. And I kind of think that he is an honorable black man. But what ends up happening, remember I told you, is that we are conditioned to value our best interest over the good of everyone involved. We value the good of ourselves over the good of the community, the good of black people. And I am really very disappointed. I'm working on some stuff. I did find a cool ass black lawyer in the East Coast. Hey, black lawyer. Anyway, I'm just disappointed in the black lawyers that I've come in contact with and the ones that I've tried to help me. And like I said previously, we need lawyers. One of the reasons why we are struggling is because we don't have enough black lawyers who or working for the good of black people. And I want to talk about Lee Merritt. I want you guys to see this. So what happened was, this was after the Asian bill was passed. And the reason why I posted this, I started posting stuff. You guys see your Instagram. Y'all know this racist judge, Sarah Heidel, is my profile picture on my Instagram. And when the Asian bill was passed, I was like, they're doing what I'm trying to do. What they did is if you guys look and see how long I've been starting this, when I did one of my first videos for Reignite Sandy Speaks was months ago. It was probably over maybe a year ago. American Broken Promise. I've been talking about this for over a year. When the Asian bill was passed, I was like, what? They took my idea. That sounds kind of dumb, but no, they knew what to do. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I did. So during this time, I think Lee Merritt was going to be in some kind of event in California, Northern California. I might be mistaken. I think Lee Merritt is from California, but he resides in Texas. Okay, if you guys don't know, Lee Merritt is the civil rights lawyer for Ahmaud Arbery, for the death of Ahmaud Arbery. And he earned millions of dollars off the death of Ahmaud Arbery. Okay, and this is what he wrote. I'm gonna post it in here so you guys can see it, either one of these places. And it says, "Did you know California leads the nation in officer-involved shooting, and that their court has their courts have produced only one conviction of police officers in its history?" And you know what? This enrages me. Four sheriff deputies led by Anthony Polito broke down my back door on September 23rd, 2020, broke in my home illegally, threatened to arrest me. I have them on video telling me to leave. Okay? And what I'm trying to say to you guys, because y'all don't know if y'all don't live here, and those who live here, I think the people that live here don't recognize the severity of the racism in California. They think, oh, America's racist. I lived in other states. Okay? In North Carolina, you couldn't have broke in my house in the middle of the night and told me to leave my home without repercussions in North Carolina. Okay? I've got video of me calling the sheriff, the captain, or the people in charge at the station that sent this man in my home, and I haven't gotten results or justice yet. Don't worry, I'm still working on it. We're gonna get there. The point that I'm making: California is a Jim Crow state. When I learned more about Lee Merritt's background, and he was from California, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love black people, and I'm not of the habit of calling black people out, especially on a platform like this. But at some point, we have to have ownership, okay? And when he posted this, I know the dates on this was a long time ago. When he posted this, I think shortly before the Asian bill had been passed, right? And so for me, you have to understand, I'm hypervigilant. I'm hostile. I have lost my home. I am destitute because I'm a black woman. I am enraged because I live in a state that oppresses black people. I live in a state that's considered blue, that's considered Democrats, where black women vote for Democrats. These three judges who maligned me were elected or appointed by a Democratic governor. Okay? And so I'm trying to say, hey, y'all over here, California, racist. It's some Jim Crow shit going on over here. Then I go on his page. He's going to Northern California to do some kind of rally or whatever. It says, did you know California leads the nation in officer-involved shooting, and that their court has produced only one conviction of police officers in its history? Understand with Lee Merritt. Lee Merritt, if you see this, you know exactly. I know you know who I am. And everything happens divine order, brother. It's not my intention to come for you. I love black people. Period. Okay? Lee Merritt received the documents of what these people did to me. Now, many of you are laymen, so you don't understand the law. Everything they did to me from day one was against procedure and against the law. This is an attorney who's running for state attorney of Texas. This man is running for attorney general of Texas. I sent him what they did to me. So what he's saying in this message, it says, and that their court have produced only one conviction of police officers in its history. I got these racist judges dead to rights, Lee Merritt. This is your job. This is your wheelhouse. This is what you commit your life to doing, is to help black people, to be a civil rights attorney. Okay? I know you know who I am. Okay? I see you on Twitter. You don't have a big following on Twitter. You know I retweet you. I have your back. You know I still show up for you because I love black people. I can have difficult conversations and have conflict and still love you. Okay? But on this post, he's telling you that this state is a Jim Crow state. That they have the most shootings but only one conviction. So what does that say? That says that the judicial system is corrupt. I got these 3 judges dead to rights. Not only do I have the judges dead to rights, to your other departments in California who've been aiding and abetting these judges, you are a party to this now. Okay? Just to let you know. I know you see me. I'm out here in clear day, in the open. I serve a good God. I serve a good God. And I know I'm going to be victorious when this is over with. So, finishing. So, I said, how did the Asian hate bill get passed? Asian people focus on the right activity. You guys, now black people, how you going to hear this is that Asian people are smarter than black people. Black people can't do it. When you hear it that way, I know you hear it that way because you're conditioned to think a certain way because we live in a rat race in a country that makes us feel like we're nothing and we're nobody and our brains are flawed. We think we have different values than white people who live a better life, a life of liberty and happiness. So our brains are sometimes hear and see things differently. And I don't want to offend anybody. I just want you to recognize that if we live in this condition, is it possible that your reaction might be flawed? Okay? Because I want to be clear. What I said was, how did the Asian hate bill get passed? Asian people focused on the right activity. This is not saying we're stupid, we're dumb, we're not worthy. This is saying, look what they did. You don't get mad and say, well, I'm better. That's ignorant. You say, oh, hey, that's a good idea. You know what? Let's get on. You know what? Let's see what can we do that. Don't be a hater. Don't act like white people. Don't start casting stones and attacking a whole different race. This is a civil rights attorney. A civil rights attorney has, we would think more, he's a smart man. If you're a civil rights attorney, you're an attorney, we're going to assume that your logic and your reasoning skills are above average. His response to me, this was dumb. Answer to an obvious question. Stop blaming black people for white supremacy. That's what this black man said to me. And then he says here, he pretends like he don't know who I am when I know he knows exactly. Oh, y'all know 20 of us. Okay? Then I say to him, I'm not reading. No, this is what he says to me. I said, you attack me? I begged you to acknowledge me when I tell black people what we need to do. You attack me, brother? Shame on you. As you get rich on the pain of black people. And then he comes back and he says, he calls me a brother. I know he knows who I am. He's trying to play psychology because I was on his live and he acknowledged me on his live. And on my social media is this racist lady. This racist lady is on my social media. So everybody know, they call me Judge. Some people call me Judge Heidi. And then I have to say, no, I'm not the racist judge. I'm the 20th. She's the racist judge that maligned me. Okay, some people call me Judge Heidi because his picture is on my social. Okay. He responds and says, I'm not reading that paragraph, bro. Telling my friends the truth is not an attack. Blaming black people for failing to focus on the right activity like the other good minorities who get bill passes objectively dumb. You know that it was something that cuts off. Anyway, y'all, I want y'all to read this, think about this. Some of you might agree with him. What I'm saying to you is, I am not blaming black people. And if I worded it in a way that you misunderstood or you took it offensively or I'm making you think that we are responsible, no, we are not responsible for what they've done to us. Okay? But it's not going to stop unless we make it stop. I was married to a white man for 23 years who abused me. I had his children. I was a good wife. And this man used my race against me. That's what many of them would do. That's the savage devil that they are. I am homeless and have been for a year. This man has hundreds of thousands of dollars of my money. And trust me, he watches these videos. I told them that he abused me. This is proof that he abused me. He's seen videos where I was in here with bug bites. He knows I didn't have anything. He knows he abandoned me in 2018 with nothing when he paid all the bills. And when I've seen him, he taunts me. Like, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing, nigga. Stay in your place. Just like his mother told me to stay in my place. This white man I was married to and gave my life to for 23 years said, nigga, stay in your place. You know, I said, well, you responsible for that. Look, I take ownership. I take ownership for my part. I should have left him when he left my daughter in the ocean with a shark. I should have left him then. Okay? So I take ownership for my own shit. Trust me when I tell you, this man was abusive to me from day one. And I stayed in this abusive marriage. Okay? I'm not responsible for 3 racist judges who don't follow the law. Okay? And I'm highlighting Lee Merritt because this is a civil rights attorney. And I'm saying to you is, yes, we'll go in these chat rooms and we'll talk about all this systemic racism and all the reasons Jimmy Lynch or whatever it is, or Jimmy Lynch or whatever his name, you know what I'm talking about, right? Jimmy Lynch or something. What is it called? Something, you know, slavery. We could talk about all of that. Okay? And some of you intellectuals like, oh, we got to know where we've been to know where we're going. Yeah, we know that America hates black people. We know. You know how they make black men feel like they're unworthy. Like they're not good enough. They make black men feel like they're nothing. I see my black brothers being insecure, hypervigilant, sad, depressed. I hear them being angry and mad. And I don't think less of them. That's a black man and I love black people. That's our condition. And so what do? Do I just sit here and fall and sit in the corner and say, oh, it's a white man's world. It's their system. I ain't that chick. And Lee Merritt, shame on you. Shame on you. When you spending your money and enjoying the fruits of the death of Ahmaud Arbery on your family and your kids and you doing vacations and you still recognize that we're not free, shame on you. Yo, listen. This is the 20th. This is Reignite Sandy Speaks.
Killing us for walking, killing us for jogging, kill us in our homes and fabricating and hiding. Where we had Sandra Bland's and Trayvon Martin's. If when you kill us, your family was a target. If your children was orphans, when you had compassion and next time you approach us, yeah, we fed up, this is built up. Your city up in smoke, homeboy, we had enough. And I ain't tasting riots of violence, heighten the climate. I'm saying you smack me, I'm punching you in your iris. Retaliation is prescribed in both Bible and Quran. In the matters of the slang, see an eye for an eye, especially if the Justice Department do not comply.